going on, guys? Next day here, as you heard in the previous video, Rosine is going to be parting ways with Reagan, or Reagan is going to be parting ways with Rosine, however way you want to look at it. It's day one of the truck hunt. And when I say day one of the truck hunt, I mean like...
I would say it's actually the first day we've actually went to look at something.
Yes,
I've been looking at trucks for well over a week, though, I would say.
Yep. So, she's been looking for a little over a week. This is the first trip we're taking to pursue finding one. She does have her cash ready to go just in case this isn't the one. Maybe we find another deal. Who knows? But we are on our way to go look at a third gen at the moment. Now, we've kind of been torn back and forth between like what exactly to pursue. I mean, you've looked at eco diesels. You've looked at like the early fourth gens, like 2010 and 11, 12, you know?
Yeah.
She's looked at the regular crew cab third gens and the mega cab third gens. And of course, the mega cabs are the only true, like full four-door third gens you can get. Yeah. They're very hard to find because I'm
hard
pretty sure
to find, and if they are clean, even with high mileage, they want an arm and leg for them.
And they only made it from 2006 to 2009, I think.
Right.
But if you want it with a 5.9, there was only like a year and a half to 2 year window you could get one. So, you know, it's a little bit of a challenge, but we did come across a truck that seems like a really good potential buy.
Right.
From the details I was told, which this has happened before and not been what it was, you know, described. The truck came out of Florida in 2018. It's been up here ever since. It's been driven in the winter a little bit, but not for very long. The truck hasn't been up here long. It's got one little rust spot on the door from where the paint got chipped off, and it just started to rust a little bit. The underside, he gave me tons of photos of most of the underside, which is where I'm a little bit skeptical because he didn't send me certain photos where I kind of was hoping to see them. And then, so I just said, hey, do you happen to have the phone number to the previous owner? Because he said that, you know, hey, when I got the truck, I had the transmission either, I don't know if he said I had the transmission built as soon as I bought it. I don't know if he just meant like he had it rebuilt to stock or what, but he said the truck is bone stock in terms of power other than an exhaust and intake, so I'm assuming it was just a stock rebuild without having any other information. So I called the previous owner also, and he said, yeah, I'm the one that brought it up from Florida. He's not lying, you know, I did get it from Florida. And he's like, as far as I remember, and it's been, you know, a year and a half, 2 years since I've owned it, he's like, the truck was super clean other than one paint chip, where at the very bottom corner of the door, it's about the size of a quarter. For whatever reason, a big spot of paint got chipped off at the very bottom corner of the door, and so it just started to create some oxidation on it and some rust. He's like, but other than that, he's like, it's a pretty stinky clean truck. He's like, the frame is super solid on this thing. He said there's no rust on the bed, tailgate, bumpers. He's like, it's a nice truck. He's like, it's got some scratches and stuff here and there. He's like, the paint can be waxed and buffed to make it look real shiny and new. But he's like, for the price that he's got it listed at, he's like, dude, it's a really nice truck. So that was his take on it. But we'll see. We're on our way. It's an hour and 30 minutes to go, I think, and we'll see what we got going on. What's your thoughts on a third gen, Reagan? That's not a mega.
I grew up basically driving one because my grandpa's always had one since I can remember. Because I was pretty little when he got it. He got it brand new.
2005, maybe.
Yeah, so I was 5. Actually, I don't even know exactly, but I know it was brand new when he got it. And he's worked for Mopar for quite some time, and so kind of like biased when it comes to anything Mopar, I guess, our family. So that's always kind of what I've looked at. It's a lot less mileage on it compared to my current truck or a lot of the trucks that we look at. But I've been trying to look at 4th gens or mega cabs just because that little bit of extra room, I guess, with car seats. But my real like main objective is having something that's a little bit quieter, not lifted, drives nice, you know, not rough, and that I can easily get around town with. So it meets all those criteria, you know, even if it's not, you know, it has that couple extra inches in the cab. I think I can live with it. And I'm trying to put money towards a horse trailer. So there's that too. That
right.
takes out the budget. So yeah.
Right. So that's the other thing too. Is like Reagan's trying to find a way to take the money she was paid for by selling Rosine to the business, and she's trying to decide for sure how she wants to disperse it, whether she wants to like put it all into the nicest truck she can afford right now,
right,
and like slowly set aside money to try to get a trailer, or since spring is getting so close and she's wanting to start to do more mounted shooting practice and possibly get another horse or whatever else, it's like, do I want to
priorities?
Do I want to
nicer
say
truck, nicer horse,
right, or do I want to say get a slightly less expensive truck, that way I have, let's say, $3 to $5 grand to start putting towards my horse trailer goal. So that's kind of where she's at, and it's kind of it's tough because like obviously another $3 to $5 grand that gives you a lot more budget in a truck to where it's like, oh, you could get something, let's say, with 20,000 less miles on it that's got
and I'm not wanting like a super fancy trailer. I'm wanting an actually older one that we can like repaint and like do the living quarters or tack room, whatever I decide to go with, redo it and make it super nice in my own style. So if you guys want Malachi to film any of that, or I might pick up my YouTube channel, I don't know yet. I don't know. No promises. Just let us know down in the comments.
Right. So here we are. Let's go. See if it's nice enough for what we're looking for. And it's one of those things, like, if it's not what she's wanting, we're just not going to buy it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, it is what it is. Like, it's just one of those things. It's not like a time crunch, like, oh, we got to have something. Like, she obviously would love to have
in worst case scenario, I don't like it and I just sell it. Right.
And I told her that too. I'm like, if it's a truck that I like as a giveaway truck potentially, but you don't love it, but you're like, maybe I like it, but I'll give it a couple month trial. Maybe I'll just buy it off her and then use it for giveaway if one of you guys like it. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Right.
Let's go check it out. Here we are. She got herself a 3rd gen Cummins. I'll be honest with you guys. We got a really good deal on this truck. It was definitely worth the drive of 2 hours. This thing popped up yesterday. This is how you get these deals, okay? You hunt like a crazy person, and when it says only been listed for 10 minutes or only been listed for 20 minutes or what, those are when you can pounce on really good deals, which is what we did in this. We were looking at trucks that were 5-6 hours away that were literally double the price, like in the mid 20s, high 20s in price. And we're just like, it's still got 250,000 miles. Yeah, it's rust free, but holy smokes. Like, just like, not like, the trucks are probably worth it to the right person. They're just not, it's not like a good deal. Like, you know how there's a difference between, it's like, yeah, I mean, I paid fair price and like, I got a really good deal. This feels like one of those that's like, I got a really good deal. I looked under the whole thing. There's no rust on any of the rockers, the cab corners. I mean, it is like clean. He fluid film coated it too. So it's clean. Now it's got some dings and scratches, some bumps and bruises. You know, it's a 2007, but it's pretty freaking clean.
It's not the goal, it's the journey. Wasted emotion is worry. I'll stop being in a hurry and I'll just enjoy what I'm doing. Keep pushing forward and moving. Appreciate the improvement, yeah. I was so stuck on a goal, was losing sight of my soul. Need to enjoy getting old and be so present. I don't know if there's a heaven, but I know I wanna get in. And sometimes I feel a presence, energy in a direction, so I follow intuition. It took me to a musician, now I'm on a different mission, to help others with afflictions. Now I'm not lost inside.
(2007) 5.9 Cummins. You just had to stay with the whole Dodge gang, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Why this truck?
So I can't really see the front.
Oh yeah, the sun is like blazing right now.
Cosmetically, obviously it's a 07, so it's got its dents and scratches, which I pretty much expected because it's not a newer truck. But that doesn't bother me. 201,
Yep.
100,000 miles.
It looks really good from this side because that headlight's not all screwed up so bad on this side. So you were saying she was getting to the point where, before I had to go close the garage for the annoying puppy there, her seating arrangement, where she keeps her seat in the truck.
So since I can show you, since I'm so short, I'm 5'4", so my seat has to actually go up. Means that, oh, actually, I took it out. But at how her car seat fit in here, even with the bar down, it doesn't even touch my back seat. Because I thought I would have to get a mega cab because of that reason, but since I'm short, it works for me. So I guess that means I can only drive it when I have kids. Or
Right. Well, the nice thing is, since you're going to be the one driving it most of the time when we're all together, I mean,
so it works for me.
she can always sit behind you. She can always sit behind Mom in her.
Right.
Driver's seat.
Another thing is cab lights. I've never had cab lights. I like cab lights.
She liked the cab lights. She had to have the cab lights.
And then the color as well, since it's not like red, there's not a whole lot of accent colors that go with red. I wanted to go with just a color that I could accent my favorite color, which is like a teal or turquoise. I'm gonna be putting little hints of that color, maybe inside the truck and outside the truck, throughout my horse trailer and my tack. So that will be kind of fun to do.
I'll kind of fill you guys in on a couple of things that caught my eye when I saw this truck. I was telling them, when we found it, it had only been listed less than an hour. It said listed less than 1 hour ago in the certain town. And so I messaged the guy right away. You know, he's like, oh, you know, don't worry about it. You're the first one to message. You know, I'll just keep in touch with you and you can come check it out tomorrow. I'm like, oh, cool. And I told him that's sometimes how you get those really good deals is stuff like this. Like, she said she hates the grill. I agree. She hates the headlights. I agree. They're faded. But when you can find stuff like this, like faded headlights, a grill that doesn't match, and it's got a couple paint chips on the bumper, for the most part, that's the worst of it too. It's just a couple paint chips on the bumper.
I saved like.
You saved a lot of money.
Trailer, because I would have basically paid probably $4 or $5 more grand just to get a mega cab.
She was looking at a lot of trucks in, let's say, blank price range of vehicle, and even in that budget, which was thousands more than she ended up actually paying for this truck, there was not a lot. I mean, like, you were finding a lot of stuff with like 220, 240, 270,000 miles, like higher miles.
Really high mileage, or
and we're saying to find something that was rust free.
yeah.
You like to find rust free, even with those higher miles. It was pretty. I mean, the prices were just up there.
And I could have bought a pretty clean mega cab. I found one in Kentucky that had like 260,000 miles, but it was like my full budget, so I was kind of like, you know.
I mean, it was kind of like this truck in a sense of like the bumper didn't match great. It had like fender flares on it. I mean,
typical scratches.
yeah. I mean, it was like a grandpa. It wasn't your like cool school type of truck. I mean, it was pretty much like this one.
Campers, and I think that was it.
Yeah, I mean, it was grandpa'd out, kind of boring, but it was super clean, didn't have any rust, whatever. But it had like 260 some thousand miles on it. And so she was kind of set on that, and it was a mega cab and it had full leather. But, you know, I was like, for that kind of miles, I'm like, there's gonna be something that pops up way closer that's gonna be either at your budget or a lot under. I'm like, you just gotta wait for that deal. And this thing happened to pop up, and I was like, babe, what about this one? I'm like, it's not a mega cab. I know it's not a mega cab, but it's not like jacked up. It's not crazy. It doesn't have like crazy power stuff done. It's not high I mean, it's got 200,000, but like for some comparison, my dad's King my dad's King Ranch is a 2013, and he's got 149,000 miles on his truck. You know what I mean? And you like, it's really not that bad. Just to sum up the story, she looked at tons of different trucks online, made tons of offers, and pretty much the price she paid for this truck, she was only able to find super rusty ones with more miles to compare. Like, remember that other one you looked at? It was actually the same color. It was a mega cab, but it was like rotted. I mean, like bed fenders, cab corner, everything. And they're like, yeah, 13.5, but it was like toasted.
They still wanted the same amount that I bought this truck for, and it would still need like the bed fixed, the fender fixed,
the rockers, front fenders, doors.
It wasn't even worth it, and it wasn't like so super low mileage to where it was like worth it, you know?
Right. And this truck is right at 200,000. It's kind of in that in between. Like there's still trucks out there with 120 to 50, and they're considered like the low mileage third gens, like the ones that you can find fairly easily, like if you're looking long enough. But for the most part, just lots that are like 220 to 280. You know, as years go on, people drive these things, so miles go up. But this thing, comparatively, we'll show them around a little bit. So here's the front end here, Fox shocks. It looks like they might have like leveling coils up front here. They didn't say that it had any kind of lift or anything on that, but these definitely look like leveling coils because the truck does look like it sits level, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So
It rode really nice though.
it drives really nice. It's got like some newer Laramie wheels on it, which is nice. I actually told her the color of the truck and these wheels, if they had a nice set of like all terrains or mud terrains just on those, they'd look pretty mint. So the truck's super clean. I can show you even like underneath the backs of the rockers, very clean. And that was something that was really hard to find, was something that was not rotted out. And this thing, it's got pretty much zero rust anywhere on the truck except for one little spot. Just one harmless little spot that honestly we could probably just fix ourselves or have a body shop do it for almost nothing. It's just one little spot on the door, and I don't know how it got there, but it's just one little tiny corner, and it's not even really through on the other side.
Choose the refueling gun of the same color as the tank cap.
This is what he does. It's just got this one little rust button. You can see the size of my thumb. It's not through. It's almost like the paint got chipped off and then it just kind of created a little cancerous spot there. But other than that, that's literally like the only spot on the entire truck. I mean, I can show you even like on the back side over here, the floorboards. I mean, it's pretty clean. You can see the frame, like it's got some surface rust starting, but it's very clean for, guys, keep in mind, we're in stinking Ohio. Like smack in the middle of Ohio. It's about as clean as you could ever imagine for what we paid. Yeah, and he did say that the truck was originally from Florida in 2018, and that's when it started to get driven in the salt on and off, was after that. So, you know, it's not perfect. It's not a total cream puff, but it's pretty stinking nice. I mean, compared to what you could find for the money, we like stole this truck comparatively. I mean, it was ridiculous. Yeah, it's like a plastic liner.
I lifted it up. I would lift those up always because we've gone into like a truck and it's like rusted underneath because the water and moisture gets trapped underneath there. But the bed is completely
yeah, it's nice.
No rust whatsoever. So
yeah, it's nice. It is. It's very nice. Tailgate's nice. It's not all banged up. Usually these tailgates get all banged up. You know what I mean? They just do. It's not like all eaten up under there. Bumper's nice. It's got one little tiny spot there on it.
trailer brake there.
Oh, it does have trailer brake controller. Has all your trailer wiring here with the controller, and the module does work. We haven't hooked the trailer up to it yet, but all the settings and stuff, you can adjust them. And I did mess with it a little bit when I was driving. I was like, oh, this thing should actually work, which is cool. Nice tailgate that works flawlessly. She's like, it's not opening. And I'm like, it's actually opening flawlessly. So it's kind of like confusing because you like just hardly pop it and it just flawlessly drops. And what are you looking to accomplish with this truck in terms of changes and stuff like that? Are you thinking?
Nothing too crazy probably with this one.
Headlights, taillights, grill.
Basic cosmetics kind of.
Maybe fix that one little tiny 2-inch little rust chip on the door.
Gonna put a gooseneck stitch on here probably.
Right.
So I can pull with the gooseneck trailer. And then like I said, just adding accents of teal, kind of just making it, I guess, my own
Right.
kind of style.
For sure. No, I think it's going to be sweet. And I think the color, she showed me the color. She's thinking, I mean, you guys have seen teal on stuff before. Not our stuff, but you guys have seen it on other trucks and other people's builds. If you've been on the internet for any amount of time. And it goes really well with a lot of different colors. But like with this grayish charcoal color, it'll definitely be no exception to that rule. It's pretty sweet because she's pretty much got a budget for the type of horse trailer she's wanting to. Also, which is...
I'm trying to get a horse trailer, a new horse eventually, and getting him out and shooting. And anybody that's into horses, you know how much all that costs. So you'd be like, if you could save here and there,
oh yeah,
go for it, because it gets expensive very quickly.
So here we are on the interior of her 07 5.9, which is the last year of the 5.9, mind you guys. And this is like gotta be the most useless middle seat. Like they might as well have just put a center console in here. I mean, a booster seat would be good for a kid, but like, what are you gonna do with your feet here? There's cup holders.
But
and
like, as a kid growing up, this was like the best seat.
like if you got to sit up front,
If you got to sit in the middle between like dad and grandpa or something, that was like the best.
that was the status seat.
Yeah. So
Right.
this would be more good, like, you know, if you have more than 3 kids or something.
You could technically squeeze one there.
You could technically. Now, it's not like, I'm not saying it's the safest spot. But, yeah, that was, like, the best spot to sit. Like, I always remember.
Absolutely. And tell them about all the things that work on this thing. We got heat and AC and...
AC, cruise. Here's the brake controller that he was talking about.
Right.
4-wheel drive, of course.
Yes, sir. Radio, the factory radio works. The dials, everything. I mean, everything functions. Everything works the way it's supposed to.
I mean, just the soundproofing in this alone, sorry about his game, is just super crazy compared to Rosine, because I'm just used to so much noise.
Right.
And kind of just being like this the whole time I'm driving. So.
And we didn't even go into any of the big details that makes this an even better truck yet. We thought it had like either a stock transmission or just a stock rebuild. It was actually a built transmission with a triple disc torque converter and a bunch of other upgraded internals. At least that's what his dad said. And so I was like, okay, once Reagan drove it, I'm like, I'm going to drive it too. Because I'm like, if that's true, you should be able to feel it.
Oh, it gets up and goes.
And I got on it and I'm like, this thing shifts like spot on, firm, holds high RPM.
I mean,
like it's
even have
nice.
plenty of fuel in it to get up to speed.
Right. I mean, we got a really good deal. And I don't know what the guy's situation was or why he had it listed at such a ridiculously good price. Almost half of trucks just like it that we were finding that were even hours away, like that we could find. I mean, it was pretty ridiculous. Right. And they showed us the title and everything and filled out all the stuff and whatever else, of course. And I'm like, okay. I told her, I was like, I feel bad offering even less than what they're asking, but I'm like, we might as well ask. And so we did, and they were like, sure. It's like, holy crap. But anyway, so he's playing his truck game where he fills up trucks and he has to put the wheels and tires on and the body panels and all the accessories. See?
Open truck.
Open that truck.
Open truck.
He just wants me to go take him on a ride.
Yeah, he just wants to go for a drive. He wants you to start the truck. He likes big trucks. But yeah, so you already got to take the kids for a little drive coming back from...
And he likes it because he can see out the window really well. Right. He can see out the window, which in the Rosine or in my truck, it's really tight. The back seat isn't necessarily a whole lot bigger. It's a little more forgiving, but it's not a whole lot bigger. But having these doors right here to get in and out versus like sliding seats forward and jamming kids back there, I mean, it's just a whole lot nicer. It really is. I think you're gonna like this truck a lot. I think you are. I told her, I said, when in doubt, I said, if you don't like it, once we're done doing all the little accessories and cool stuff to it, if you're like, you know, it's just not as practical. I really would like a 410 4-door or whatever. I think I know a guy that would buy it, and I think I know people that would like to enter to win it. So hopefully she loves the truck and enjoys it for a long time. But if not, I think I know the strategy to go with on that.
Let's paint over the discoloration.
So that is going to be a wrap on the video of Reagan's new truck. I'm sure there are going to be countless videos to come to rebuild a story with this truck like we did with Rosine over the years. If you can see Rosine sitting back there, a beautiful beast for sure. And what can they do right now at lnpgear.com?
Enter to win it.
You can get entered to win the one and only Rosine 24V. Her name's not Rosine 24V. just so you guys aren't not so confused. You can win the Rosine 24 valve Cummins back there. And it comes with $5,000 in cold hard cash right now. Only until Sunday they can get entered for that truck and that beautiful 12-valve first gen at the same time. Anyways, we will catch them in the next video.